thing.
Yeah.
Okay. To introduce, that is Margaret. She is 11. She is on keys. 11 and a half. Fiona on guitar. No one's gonna believe me, but Fiona's 10. And on drums. And is 10. And a half. Yes. Yeah, we're very, yeah, the halves. Okay, and I am usually on bass. This first song I am not, but, and I am 12. My name's Ruby. Okay, this first song you might have heard before. It is by the White Stripes, and this is Seven Nation Army.
it was.
All right, this next song is an original song and that we wrote, and it goes out to all the boys 13 and younger who think that girls can't use a power drill. From my own experience.
Ready?
Oh yeah, this is Boy Splainer.
Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2,
Probably my favorite. It's from an amazing movie called The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which is about a robot apocalypse. Yeah. And yeah, this is On My Way. It's by Alex LaHaye originally. As you might have been able to tell, that song is like moving away from home and going to college, which none of us have done. Okay, before we do our last song, I have a couple thank yous. First, I want to thank Betsy Rose for providing us with the opportunity to open for her tonight. Thank IMA for being the amazing place / camp where we were all brought together and became a band. Colin and Penelope for doing sound tonight. All of our parents from driving us to place, looking at gear everywhere and supporting our love of playing music. Just a couple more. June and Anne for all their amazing support, including making the magical queendom available for practice. Ariel, aka Anne's mom, for being an amazing manager and hosting almost every basement practice. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, we want to thank Janelle Burdell, who unfortunately could not make it tonight, but helped us so much in putting all our songs together. We could not have done this without her.
Yeah.
And thank you all for coming. Our last song.
Oh, I need my
Our last song is like how annoying it is. What it's like. This is an original song. What is expected of women these days, and it's This is expectations.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Soak it up, soak it up. Good job. So cute.
That stuff needs to be moved. Do you need help?
So good. And you know, we lived through COVID, as we all know, and we singers went online and led community singing on Zoom, which is, not the same as this, although it got us through. So hearing live voices right now for me is just heaven on earth. It really is. This is called Autobiography of a Body. For all the young people who used to be young and all the people that are still young. This body had a good time when I was a little child. This body had a good time when I was a little child. This body had a real good time. Soft little belly, sturdy little spine, and I knew every inch was mine, all mine. When I was a little child, you can sing that. When I was a little child. This body had a good mind when I was a little child. This body had a good mind when I was a little child. I could make up stories, I could make up rhyme. I was making up stuff nearly all the time, making up songs way past bedtime. When I was a little child. This body had feelings when I was a little child. You can sing the second line, you know how it goes now. This body had feelings when I was a little child. Cold when I'm scared, hot when I'm mad, warm and soft and tender and glad, before they told me what was good or bad. When I was a little child, yeah, when I was a little child. And this body had power when I was a little child. This body had power when I was a little child. I flung myself right into the world. Dare me to do it and I'll give it a whirl. No one can tell me I was just a girl when I was a little child. Alright, now I forgot that this is a two-page song, so I'm going to just very cleverly move this lyric aside. And with my arthritic fingers. Here we go. Okay. This body was tender when I was a little child. This body was tender when I was a little child. Saw some things that she had to hide, secrets frozen up inside. Little by little I'm coming back alive, like when I was a little child. This body, hello there, this body started changing. I couldn't stay a little child. This body started changing. I couldn't stay a little child. Didn't mind growing up, but it didn't seem right. The boys and girls had the rules, the boys had the rights, but I made it my business to put up a fight. Since when I was a little child, when I was a little child. This body's been a good friend since I was a little child. This body's been a good friend since I was a little child. I got patchy skin, achy limbs, but my body keeps going through thick and thin, 'cause the dance goes on and I'm all in. 'Cause it took me this long to learn the rules, so bury me in my dancing shoes. If I come back around and I get to choose, I wanna be a little child. the fumbles of words, but I've had this big songwriting surge in the last year and a half, and it's been really exciting. But this is new material, so I have to look at the words. So I know you understand, but I just deliver it, 100%. All right, now all those girls left, and this song is just for them, so you're going to have to get into it. Oh, are you there? Oh, yay! All right.
They're on the couch.
They're on the couch. Good place to be. So who here is anybody here from Cummington? No. Anybody here from Goshen? You drove a little bit to get here. Where are you from? Call out some of the places you're from.
Worthington. Williamsburg.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I used to know where all those places were. And somebody said Albany. Who was that? Hi. Did you come to the house concert too?
I did.
You did. And you drove all the way here.
Yes.
Bless your heart.
Oh, well,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, right. Okay. You will work it out. Well, I really want to sing this song here because this is a song that has Cummington in it. As Anne mentioned, my dad was the minister in Cummington, West and Central, West and Other. And we lived there. I was about 12 to 16, I would say. I went to 8th grade in the Cummington School, which is mentioned in the song, as is the church. And I went to Northfield School for Girls in high school, which back when it was for girls. And the first verse, so this is just another autobiography, not of my body, but maybe of my music, we might say. And the first verses are from my early years in Wyoming. My dad had a tendency to end up in small rural churches. I think he was real happy with those folks. And by the way, I am singing tomorrow morning in the West Cummington Church. I think it starts at like 9:30. But if any of you want to come, we'll sing a few songs. This is called Midnight Stallion. When I was a girl living out on the plains, I'd slip out at night 'cause the wind was calling my name. Just a little girl under a starry sky in a great big world stretching out on every side. And I wanted to go, and I wanted to ride on a midnight stallion across the sky. Here comes Cummington now. Just a one-street town and a one-room school. Just one church where my daddy preached the golden rule. No one went far, girls married young, boys worked on cars, carried a gun. And I wanted to scream, and I wanted to cry. Every dream I got gonna wither on this vine. Found an old guitar, and it stole my fingers, took my voice, took my heart. It had songs of maidens who stole their lovers' gold, and songs of hobos rolling on down the road. And I wanted to laugh, and I wanted to roar, some kind of power I've never felt before. Just like that hobo in the good old song, I'm on the road to somewhere, got my traveling shoes on. Just a teenage girl under a starry sky, in a great big world stretching out on every side. And I'm starting to sing what I'm wanting to hear. Got the wind and the North Star, got nothing to fear. From a one-street town to the city lights, on a midnight stand across the sky. Dedicated with all my heart, dedicated to fail perfection. There's a midnight stallion for every girl that wants to sing. I promise that. Yeah. So, oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I'm about to levitate. Just so good. And thank you to Anne and June, not only for this night and this opportunity to bring young and old together in this beautiful way, but also for your vision that you implemented many years ago against all odds. We were talking at another point about it's hard enough to manifest any vision. Okay, then you make it an artistic vision, and then you make it a vision where you're trying to make money in a capitalist system under patriarchy. It's like, you all rock big time. My travels, I traveled all around with Kathy Winter. I gotta ask, anybody remember Kathy Winter and Betsy Rose? Oh my goodness, those were fabulous days. Women coming together to help each other have the power and courage and strength to get out and do this, Yeah, Kathy and I had a good run. I really honor our time together. I saw her in Albany, by the way, and she's still making music and just the same wonderful person, creative person as always. But I also had another opportunity to travel that was very different, and I'm going to just say a word about this because I think it relates to something important about life that we all share, which is, I was about 63 or 4. I had done a lot of different kinds of music. I gotten involved in Buddhism, and I sang for several years with a beautiful, and probably some of you know of, this wonderful Vietnamese Buddhist teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. And he was my first teacher, and looked it up. He passed a couple of years ago, but left an incredible body of teachings for us human beings. But anyway, I was invited to a artist retreat with him when he was just beginning to do retreats in the U.S. in the 80s. And he asked us, he called together artists. I'm going to just say a word about the power of art because Anne and June have embodied this too, which is he understood that if he wanted to spread the peace and the joy and the balance and everything that Buddhism had to offer to the West, it needed to come in a Western form. It was, certainly he brought what he had, but he asked us artists to please help spread the Dharma, the teachings, the truth, to our Western companions in a Western form. He said, don't try to wear a brown robe and chant, do it in a way that works for your people, which is so wise, so brilliant. And so I did. I started writing, Buddhist-y songs. The first one was a country Eastern. I called it a country Eastern song. And he, oh God, if I had time, I'd sing it, but never mind. He saw how this would help him bridge to young people, to young Vietnamese people, so he asked me to come with him to some of his retreats and so forth. So there's been some adventures along the way, very different ones. I had a child. I got involved in parenting music and midwifery music. I sang at midwifery conferences and parenting conferences, and it's very exciting having this vessel, this music vehicle, and then finding all the places it can go. So I ended up going around the world internationally just from my own calling, just a calling, that calling from the heart that we get sometimes, right? Yes? Yes. And it really is important to listen to it. It's really important. And it often comes, I think, at a time when you're actually a bit at a loss, or maybe have had something devastating happen. Maybe a relationship has failed, a job you loved ended, something that you thought was set is no longer there. And it creates what I think of as kind of a sacred void, where something new that you wouldn't have thought of comes in, and because you're kind of wide open, it can come in, right? We're a little defenseless, and that is so important. So I got this call at a time like that in my life where some things were failing, to go out to the Buddhist countries I wanted to go to, Thailand, Nepal, and so forth, and also Africa, because I had some really nice connections with women doing grassroots work with women in Africa. So I did. Long story short, sort of short. And I took with me a little video camera and a song, because I knew I was going to be singing with children and girls. and I was very interested in girls. And so I wrote a song that I'm going to sing you in a minute, and took it with me, and I taught it to girls in all the countries I just mentioned, Liberia, Kenya, Thailand, India, Nepal, to begin with. But then I said, you are going to write your own verse to this song, coming out of your cultural context. What does power look like to you? Because I had images of power for Western girls, that's what I know. So here's how it goes, and I really wanted to sing it for our fabulous young women tonight. It's called Girls Be Strong. And you can help me out by just finger snaps, thigh pats, gentle hand claps. You'll get the idea. Girls be strong. We can shoot a basket, run a marathon. Hike up a mountain, do you want to come along? Girls be strong. Girls be smart. At chemistry, poetry, math, and art. Good with our minds, good with our hearts. Girls be smart. This is actually my favorite rhythm here. I wanted the girls to play with me, but it was kind of a lot to ask, right? They had their own thing to prepare. Oh, that drummer? Someday we're going to do this. Girls stand tall. Stand up for ourselves, stand up for you all. Help each other, we make a fall. Girls stand tall. Girls can cry. Don't have to bottle it up inside. Here she comes. Woo! Woo! We can laugh so hard it'll split the sky. Girls can cry. Thank you, I love you. All right. Girls can fly. Got the wind and the wings and an open sky. Don't know what you can do, you can give it a try. Girls can fly. Okay, now, I'm just doing a couple of verses from the girls I met. This is from girls in St. Francis School, Naivasha, Kenya. All right. Girls unite. We will come together, we will bring the light. Our dreams are not beyond our sight. Girls unite. Okay, from Kathmandu, girls have dreams. We can share our talent like a shining beam. We can make a difference because we're all a team. Girls can dream. And another group in Kathmandu, girls are brave. We got a lot to do, we got the world to save. We know we can do it, that's how we're made. Yeah, girls are brave. And then I'll go back to my version for the last verse of mine. Girls be strong. If you know what I mean, you can sing along. Girls be making a brand new song. Everybody, girls be strong. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everybody. Girls got rhythm, I have to do one. And that'll be fun because rhyming with rhythm is always fun. Anybody comes up with one, let me know. So, I know there's some parents here. Raise your hand if you're the parents of someone under 20. Okay, all right, okay. Especially for you. This is about, I wrote a bunch of songs for my son. You're a songwriter, what else are you going to do, you know? I wrote a song for when he went off to kindergarten. I wrote a song for when he graduated from 5th grade. I wrote a song for when he graduated college, which I might do if I have time. But this was him at about age, I'd say 12, 13, 14. I haven't sung this in a really long time, and I didn't practice it, so bear with me. And is June still here? had such a dream of June playing this with me. She could, this would be perfect for her, but we didn't have time to even talk about it. Okay, so I'm just going to fake this because I don't remember much. It's called Teenage Baby Boy. 5'2", your hair is blue. All of a sudden I'm shorter than you. What's happening to my baby boy? One ear pierced, sagging pants. Want a tattoo? Hey, not a chance. What's happening to my baby boy? He's got earphones on, day and night. Talks hip-hop jive. On the phone, testosterone. Will we make it through alive? But is he quick? Is he kind? Can he speak his heart and mind? Yes, that's my teenage baby boy. Let's see, what comes next? Oh yeah, here we go. With his friends and social life, I'm just a chauffeur. But when he wants to talk late at night, he wants his mama near. So I confess it's lots of fun growing up with a teenage son. Find out what's happening with my baby boy. Okay, I gotta check the time because I know we can't go on forever here. We're doing pretty good. We're doing good. You know what? Maybe we can. Maybe we can. This will be a group decision. When you all either start falling asleep or leaving, we will know it's time to stop. Other than that, I got nothing but time. I think I'll just do the one about him leaving at college because this is wow. This is called On the Cusp, and I want to just honor how hard it is right now to be a young person, especially if you're moving toward entering the world, and even 10 years ago when Matt was, I don't know what to do with myself, I've got this degree and who am I, and that's kind of perennial. That's probably, we all felt that maybe leaving college, or if we did leave college, or just whatever we got to that age. But now, it's just, the future ain't the future anymore. It's not the future that anybody recognizes as knowable, predictable. It's very, very tough. And I'll do a little more of that later with some of the climate music. But this is what I wrote him as he was graduating college and didn't know what to do. And I sang it to him once, it was lovely, and then I put it away and forgot about it. I have forgotten more songs than I remember. It's just like I've been writing a long time. I started writing when I was 11 or 12, so it's been a while. But I came upon this in a manila folder the other day and read the words and said, this is really nice. But I have no idea what the music was. So it was really fun to just write a whole new tune to it. Shape it, reshape it, it's really fun, right? Why not? And then change the words around a little bit, so I thought I'd sing it. And Your life spreads out before your feet. You're on the cusp of being free. You're done with deadlines, tests and scores. Your time, your life is finally yours. And I know you tremble, standing there. So many balls up in the air. So many pathways you could choose. You're weighing what you'll gain and lose. But the only way to start, one step following your heart. Someday Fiona's going to play this with me. Watch. I don't pretend to have the answer. I thought I'd be a Degas dancer. Not every dream you dream comes true. Just the ones that are meant for you. And I'm looking back with second sight. I sure remember all that fright. But music music was my oldest friend. I finally chose her in the end. What a work of art, my life following my heart. You've got a sketch, you've got a clue, so many colors live in you, and there's a wisdom in not knowing. Every risk just keeps you growing. The wind is at your back, there's nothing that you lack. Just do your part, make a start. What a work of art, your life following your heart. 'Cause you're a work of I sang that to a group. I was at a really wonderful workshop that was quite multi-generational. I was probably the oldest person there. And it was a blend of, it was a really great weekend of permaculture information, which is so neat. And something from Joanna Macy, who you may know that name. All praise to Joanna, who's 96 now and still influencing young people. She's Sounds True is making a podcast of interviews with her for the future. She's one of my mentors. She's been a dear friend and colleague for many years and influenced me so much. And where was I going with all that? So, oh yeah, the work that reconnects at this wonderful workshop. And then the third element was singing, kind of the kind of singing where there's multi-layered chants and you learn a part and then you just all weave it together. It was super fun. So I sang this song there, this cusp song, because there was college students there. Oh, when do we elders ever get to hang out with college students as peers and exchange? And I bonded deeply with a wonderful young woman from Stanford who's all about eco-justice and economic justice, and was part of the peace demonstrations and occupation students are doing all around the country. So anyway, so I thought, well, this is good to sing for someone that age. Well, the next day, one of the women there came up to me, probably in her 50s, and she said, I need the words to that song. I couldn't stop crying. I said, wow, tell me more. She said, well, I'm leaving a very difficult marriage, and I'm so scared, and I don't know what I'm going to do next. So I just wanted to say that because, we've all been on cusps. It doesn't end with leaving, one stage of life to another, but just those moments where we know we have to choose. It's like Mary Oliver says, the day came when you knew what you had to do, and you leave, you go forth into the world. So that song is for those moments in our lives. Now, there's another moment in our lives where it's about losing our mother, and a lot of us are old enough here that we have said goodbye to our mother, our father, perhaps some siblings even. I've definitely been a kind of informal death doula to both my parents and my eldest sister, so it's a passage that we're all heading toward. And I don't know about you, but I was very close to my mom, and I know not everybody is, so this is just for me and my mom and anybody who can relate, but I couldn't imagine life without her. I knew it was going to happen, but I couldn't imagine it. I wrote this song after my dad died, but I think started it before my mom died. It's called Without My Mother. I can tie my shoe, I can brush my teeth without my mother. Walk to the corner of 2nd Street without my mother. I can read a book, I can brush my hair, set the table with the silverware, little but crooked, she don't care, 'cause she's my mother. I can sleep overnight in my best friend's house without my mother. Feel free to sing along. Get up on stage and take a bow without my mother. I stole money for candy from her purse, but the taste of the guilt got worse and worse. That kind of love is a gift and a curse. who would I be? How would I feel? Can I be a daughter without my mother? It doesn't feel me, it doesn't feel real without my mother. Fives. And now I finished it. So anyway, just to say, lots of songs out of a call. And what I want to say is that I feel like the earth is calling, right? The earth is calling to us. And, you know, the mother now needs mothering, you know. And so I think it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of go deep about what's my call? What's my call now? It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be authentic, right? And I saw this Venn diagram in Yes magazine. I just love it. I'm going to show it to you. 3 circles. First circle is what do you love and what are you happy when you're doing it? What makes you happy, right? So that, you know, we all got something, right? And it may seem like no big deal. You know, I like to sketch flowers. I like to carve wood. That makes you happy. Second one is what are you really good at? What's your skill? You know, a lot of skills here, I'm sure. And then the third one is what does the earth need? So you put those 3 together, and there's a sweet spot in the middle, right? I have a friend back in Berkeley who loves to repair things. She grew up in a kind of family where they fixed everything, you know, and she loves knowing how to do that. So she is now part of what's called a repair network. And it's people teaching other people how to repair stuff so we don't have to keep buying new things and putting the old things in landfill. That is helping the earth, and she's so happy, right? So there you go. Great example, great example. So, let me just move myself a little forward here. So I started, yeah, I may come back to this song. Let's see. Again, I want to be conscious of the time. So I made some opportunities. I found some opportunities to go off to the woods in a little empty cabin. Some friends, bless them, had places for me to stay, to just see what might come through. And songs it's so joyful. Because I used to write a lot when I was young, before it was my profession, when it was just my joy. I got through high school writing songs. They didn't have therapists for girls, you know, teenage kids back then. This was my therapy. So, but then, you know, life goes on and this and that and this and that. And I hadn't been writing so much lately. So it was such a homecoming. It was like a dam that burst and out it all came. But, you know, nothing comes easy all the time. And there were days out there in the woods where I thought, like, you are wasting your time. You know, this is not going to mean anything and you don't have anything cooking and it's, you know. I know you all know what I mean. You have those times. So, but one of my commitments to that time was don't push. Don't sit down and say, oh no, I'm going to write a song. That's the worst way to kill the whole thing. But to just like open to spirit, open to whatever, and just let it happen. So I went out on the porch. There was a lot of beautiful trees, and I sat there and I looked at them, and I said something to the effect of, I love you, I'm here for you, I want to help, but I need something from you. Please say something to me. I'm having a hard time right now. And boy, they did. It was like asking, you shall receive. Something began coming through just from here, you know, that's where it all is. And I journaled and I just wrote it all down. And then I shaped it into something comprehensible to other humans. And I want to share it with you because it is about life cycles and eldering, which some of us, not all of us, but many of us are. It's called The Trees Say. The trees say, you are old now, an elder alongside us. And there is a space made just for you, the voice of time, the distillation of a life. There is much less to do now, and much more to be. Time is both short and vastly wide and deep, and you are meant for the depths now. And finally, you can accept the truth of tides, the deep pull that draws you close, to whisper her secret messages into your heart, and then releases you to the shore one more time, spilling the sparkle and shells of small lives and breathing tangled stories. To the younger ones scampering along the shore, you are both ordinary and magical. You do not run with them. They will make of your ocean your deep sparkle, what they will. This is not yours to decide. You are needed, and you are not important. Think about that. I think about it a lot. Most of what you offer will be ignored or kicked aside for a shinier or more useful treasure. It doesn't matter. Sing on. Go deep when the pull sweeps you there. Then dance on the shore when the exhale spreads the one you still think you are onto the gritty expanse of daylight. You cannot know the purposes of all these intertwined systems, how the trees know the ocean, how the ocean knows the trees, how your bare footprints on the fleeting shore, your message, your secret code, are washed away again and again. Sing on. From each embrace, each outpour, from the deep, silent roar of the ocean belly into the chaos and turmoil of the gathering, curling, foamy splash, the release and the scattering of your pebbles and shells and dead microbial lives, comes the poem of your life. Your message to the future. Your final offerings that glint and catch light and reflect, though they may be unseen, unheard, unremembered. It does not matter. Sing on. Time, the creator of all things, breathes in and out. Deathless, indifferent, infinite, real. Everything. I love the kinship. Time, the creator of all things, breathes in and out, deathless, indifferent, infinite, real. Birthing the future with each breath, a fresh wave, and the next, and the next. Time's only purpose is creation. Its only language is love. I'm going to move to the piano for one piano song. This is part of a sort of trilogy or quadruplogy that I have of songs relating to living in a time of planetary distress and collapse and systems, many systems collapsing that it's high time they did, and some that we wish wouldn't. And holding, just how to hold that in our hearts, and this is just one possibility. When hope is lost, there still is faith. When there's no cure, there still is grace. There is a future sings the song from ancient days, from galaxies that know our names, where time created this song of praise. Sing on, sing on, sing on, sing on. Beyond all hope, beyond all tears, beyond all signs and prayers and tears, the timeless song is ever new. The song is me, the song is you. Sing for the living and those to come. Sing for all beings beneath the sun. For all who fear our race is run. Sing on, sing on. All we hold dear may soon be gone. Sing on, sing on.
I sung that in a few places and I never heard it like that before.
That's what you get when you have Molly Scott and Sarah Purtle and Charlie King and girl singers and June in the room and other singers I don't even know the names of. That's what we get. So I'm going to sing that in church tomorrow because don't you think that would be a great
Yes.
song? Yeah. I want it to be in hymnals and sacred scripts everywhere. I want this, I want whatever it is that we need to be there, right? So if you know any people who are connected to hymnal making, let me know. Okay. So that's a little, maybe that's the palliative care hospice piece of the multi-kaleidoscope view, that all the views that are possible, and I'm not all of, there's so many, about where are we? What are we supposed to be doing? What is hope in this context? What are we hoping for? You know, T.S. Eliot said, I said to my soul, be still and wait without hope, for to hope would be to hope for the wrong thing. You know, we'd have to be foolish to hope for some massive, turnaround and escape and techno-fix and apocalyptic God opening the heavens. I mean, pardon me if I've offended anybody by calling it foolish, but, we see the signs everywhere. Science has some pretty incontrovertible truths for us, but they're not the only truth, but they are truth. And so I struggle with this like you do. And I've slowly been pulling together out of many threads and many voices I've listened to, from the hospice voice to the technological possibilities that are there and are very real. Coral reef restoration, there's some very interesting stuff going on with that, etc. But it's feel like it's all open, we don't know. So I'm going to sing you my song. This, I think in church they call it a credo. It's what I believe. And I think it's a time when it really helps to get clear as we can about what we believe. What we believe. What do I know is true? And then it's not about what I don't know what's going to happen, but I do need to know what I think is true. So I'm going to give this to you as my version. It may be some of yours as well, but I want to tell you a quick story. That boy, that teenage boy with the blue hair and the sagging pants, well, these kids do grow up, and they grow up good, a lot of them, and your girls are going to grow up good. We know that already. So he graduated from college, and I told that whole story. And so he went and tried to make money because his parents had never done that, and he thought it might be fun to see what that was like. So he went and worked for some, recruitment, CEO headhunter firm in San Francisco. And he lasted 8 months. And he came and I said, Mom, you cannot pay me enough to do that. And he said, I'm spending all my energy working on something I don't care about, and I don't have the energy to do what I love. So I was so grateful that in 8 months he got a lesson that some take almost a lifetime to realize, what was I doing with my time, you know? And so he went off to South America. This is privilege, folks. This is what, you know, those of us who are white middle class can do. And thankfully, it made him into somebody who came back to give back, because he ended up on a lot of really neat projects working with the land, with indigenous groups, creating off-the-grid possibilities for power. He learned a lot about how people are creating resilience in the soil and in the earth and whatnot. He just was guided. He was guided like we get guided. And he came back and said, I know what I want to do. I said, I want to work with the land, I want to restore carbon, I want to restore habitat. So now he's a regenerative farmer. Now this city boy with a college degree, and he is doing really amazing work, actually with cattle. Oh, I got to tell you about cattle. You know how I was like, oh, cattle, I got to get rid of the cattle. It's not the cattle, people, it's the agribusiness. And it's the way cattle are managed. Because cattle and bison are what made the 10 inches of topsoil in the Great Plains, because of the way they move. They do this, what is now called mobbing and moving. They stay close together because of predators. They move on every 2-3 days to just stay away, so their scent doesn't keep collecting the coyotes and whatnot. So the grass gets eaten, but not eaten down to their death. And their poop and their hooves turn everything over, and then they move on, and that land sits there and just makes topsoil. And so now there are farmers, many farmers, like my son, whose name is Matt, by the way. I know that one of the fathers here is named Matty, so we had a little exchange about that. But he and his wife Riley, who grew up on land, they have 2,600 acres, 500 cattle, and they move them every 3 days through 7 pastures. And the soil, I cannot tell you, he has before and after pictures. 1 year, from cracked, clayey, sparse, rocky to lush. Oh, you know, and it just gives me hope when I wake up and I feel, oh, you know, I just think of this. So I just really I'm trying to spread the word about cattle and regeneration, because there's so much good being done, and a lot of young people are going to this. So I just honor young people so much. I have other songs about young people, I just don't have time tonight. But I'm doing another concert in Shelburne Falls on Monday. So if you have nothing better to do besides barbecue, it's a BYOB party, bring your own barbecue, and come at 4 p.m. to the Water Street Barn in Shelburne Falls. And I'll be doing a somewhat different, it's not quite the girl energy that we're doing tonight, so you'll hear more of these songs and more about regenerative, exciting stuff, and also cool stuff about young people and old elders collaborating. But enough of all that. So my son told me something that has given me a great deal of hope. He told me about the fact that there are seeds that lie in the soil deep and slow and low, and they sleep for a long time. There are seeds down there that may last 10 years, 20 years, possibly centuries. And you might wonder, well, what are they doing down there? What are they waiting for? Well, what they're waiting for is disturbance, or what I call disruption, because I like that word. I think there's a lot of things being disrupted right now, and it's a good thing. But the disturbance, and wildfire is the most obvious one, isn't it? You know, we know that things just bloom like crazy after a wildfire. But also hoofs coming through, shaking things up, turning the soil, all that. And you'll find that these seeds suddenly wake up and come up. And they may be seeds that of plants that have not been seen in that region, because they're old. So I took this to heart, and immediately I thought, oh my God, that is such a metaphor for one of the things I believe, which is that maybe human beings evolving over billions of years have seeds in us that haven't yet bloomed because they haven't been disturbed enough. We haven't had the crisis that would wake us up. And there may be beautiful, creative, imaginative, brave things in us that are just waiting to be born. And that's my hope about what might make a difference in these coming years, right? So, thank you. Yeah. It's about all of us, folks. It's about all of us. So here's my credo. This song is called Stay Awake. Yeah, it's a good one to do at this time of night. Hang in there, folks. We're getting there. I believe in magic. I believe in science. I believe in spirits who speak out of the silence. I believe in waiting, watching time creating, feeling how the winds change and all the world is swaying. I have no doubt there are seeds deep asleep, waiting patiently down under, waiting for the fire, the stampede, and the hooves to awaken from their slumber. I believe in chaos and the great disruptions and the secret fires and their sacred eruptions. I believe in mysteries and the hidden histories and the secret code left behind from friends across the galaxies. I have no doubt there is time to unlearn every false compromise. We're ready for the storm and to be born into this time. Hold to the truth, believe our eyes. I believe in this day. I believe in the good way, in what the trees say, teaching us how to reach out and pray in the midst of the firestorm, in the midst of the great warm, in the face of the doom clock. Time unlocks and hidden streams are born. I have no doubt there is more being born, and we will marvel at the wonder. Seeds within our souls, never known, never dreamed, waking up and bringing thunder. I also believe in tuning guitars when they're out of tune. I just can't stand it anymore. Just take a breath. I believe what the elders say, that the outcome is still in play, and the powers that weave the web and never sleep, oh no, they are wide awake. So stay awake to the mysteries, to the guardian galaxies, to the whispering of the redwood trees, the ancient prophecies. Stay awake, stay awake. The outcome is still in play. Keep walking the good way. For the weavers never sleep. They have promises to keep. Weaving you, weaving me, weaving all that will ever be. They are wide awake. So now, we're going to all join the trees in talking the way they do underground, through mycelium, through fungus, through mysterious pathways. And this is true, this is science. Science usually catches up with magic after a while. No, there's somebody said, you know, the science finally made it to the mountaintop and found the mystics had been there all along. So we're going to whisper, stay awake, as if we were communicating a vital message. That secret code left on the beach, coming down from the galaxies where we all came from. And we're going to just send that energy out to just help the world by saying stay awake. So just whisper over and over. Stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. Think of someone you want to hear this, someone who's not here tonight, and help them stay awake. Stay awake, stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. Stay awake. 'Cause the outcome is still in play. Keep walking the good, good way. And stay awake. Wow, what a great group. Mm. Western Mass in 1964 didn't feel like this. You all done some good magic here. Okay, so this is okay. Oh no, I gotta do one fun. I'm gonna do a fun poem for you. Just because I feel like it. It's called Gravity. Patriarchy is sort of like gravity. They both hold us down. But gravity protects us, is a force of nature, effortless, non-negotiable, unchanging. Patriarchy, on the other hand, suffocates life, is unnatural and unsustainable, takes real effort to maintain, collapses under its own weight, is nearly over. May it be so. May it be so. None of us benefit from this, people. Let's remember, this is not about men being bad. This is about a system that robs everybody of their humanity. And so this song has a little verse in there that touches on that, the second verse about little boys. But this is my closing song. And if you happen to have the desire for an encore, I do have one more. But no, and this is the answer to that question of why does my little vote matter? Why does my little action for climate matter? I'm too small, it's too hopeless, okay? Here's the answer, it's called This Is Gonna Matter Someday. This is gonna matter someday. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how. We're doing it now. 'Cause this is gonna matter someday. Let's sing it. This is gonna matter someday. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how. We're doing it now. This is gonna matter someday. Yeah. I get out my bike, leave the car at home, ride to the river, door open my phone. I listen to the water and the trees and the wind. I open up my mouth, they tell me what to sing, and that's gonna matter someday. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how, and the media hype. Just stick with the people and love the Lord to fight, and that's gonna matter someday. Let me hear you. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how. We're doing it now. This is gonna matter someday. I woke up this morning, I couldn't get up. It's all going nowhere, it's all used up. It's hanging in the balance, it's riding on the heart. I don't know where it's going, but I gotta make a start. Believe it's gonna matter someday. Let's sing it. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how. We're doing it now. But this is gonna matter someday. One more, big voice. This is gonna matter someday. Give yourself courage. This is gonna matter someday. We may never know how. We're doing it now. But this is gonna matter someday. I believe it's gonna matter someday. I pray it's gonna matter someday. I believe it's gonna matter someday. it just might matter today. You gave me so much tonight. Thank you very much. That's the one that I was hoping you guys. Yeah, you're so right. Taking a lot of energy for an older crowd, shall we say. You know, it is tricky doing concerts at this age because this is about an hour and a half past my bedtime. Truly. Okay, so, no, but I'm really glad because this is a song that I hadn't been doing it in this program, this kind of climate art program that I peppered up with some girl parts. But I hadn't been doing this song, and it just came to me in Albany. Albany was the first time I sang this at the end. I wrote it after my dad died, after my first experience with hospice, and I think it really circles back to welcome to life. It's sort of like welcome to death, you know? It's like that's how it is, folks. We all come in, there's a threshold. We all go out, there's a threshold. There's some beyond, there is a future all unknown, who knows? And I found it very beautiful. I found it very beautiful walking through to death with my parents. Now, they were very old, so their deaths were not devastating. They weren't a shock. And that's, I don't mean to romanticize the very painful parts of dying at any age, but we were lucky, we were blessed. And so I was given the gift of being intimate with death, which I think is helping me be intimate with this planetary moment, honestly. And yeah. So this is called Long for This World, and it's on a recording. I do have CDs. There's a whole CD called Long for This World. It's all songs from the kind of view of the slightly Buddhist-y impermanence and being at peace with that and honoring. I mean, if the planet, I heard a theologian say, if the planet is dying, then let's all be hospice people, and let's do what people do when they stop trying to save a life. And by the way, the planet I know is not dying. Human civilization as we know it may be going somewhere, but the planet regenerates over and over. But it's like when people know they're dying, the love that begins to come out can be extraordinary. Like my dad was kind of a crotchety guy in some ways. He was a quirky, eccentric, fabulous guy. And the sweetness that came forward in that man in his last weeks was like, I've waited all my life for this, you know, and it was worth waiting for. So, anyway, enough of that. So, chorus for you to sing. I won't be long for this world, but I belong to this world. Is it wrong to love this world when it won't be long till I'm gone from this world? Catch it next time. My daddy's gone from this world. Every time I think of him, I'm just a little girl riding high up on his shoulders. And to this day, I hear him say, light someone's way, we're here to help each other. Try it with me. I won't be long for this world. I won't be long for this world, but I belong